when I embarked on a change like that, it would be all in or nothing. That's my mistake.
What do you think really changed it for you this time around?
Introducing things at a slower rate rather than all at once. When you have a business, if you're not going to do it, no one else is. It comes back to discipline. If you can't put that effort in for yourself and you can't put that time aside for self-care, then you can't show up in other areas or aspects of your life.
What are the same consistent things that you do every single day?
Blocking out times is how I manage my schedule, and then throughout the day just trying to manage what comes through and prioritising.
How do you maintain your mental health?
Being intuitive about when I know that I need to take a breather or I need to take a recharge.
A transformation starts with the mindset. To be motivated about something, you need to have this burning passion. Welcome to the show, Amy.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to have you here, and we're just laughing because Amy has been a friend of mine for so many years, and I'm like, all of our conversations are so candid and just so real and raw, and I've never interviewed you, so it's so weird. This dynamic right now is so weird,
It is.
but I'm loving it. So let's start by you just introducing yourself and sharing a little bit about your journey from finance to fitness.
So I'm Amy Castano, and I started in finance. And I guess went on a journey through social media, trying to find my way in the world. Finance wasn't it. And I kind of found myself, I love fitness, I love health, and have always been that person that took care of myself. And then my partner at the time was a personal trainer, is a personal trainer, he still is, and he's still my business partner. But yeah, I guess his role in the industry inspired me to want to get into the fitness business further, and we did it together.
So tell me a little bit about your fitness business.
So it's a Sero gym. It's 2 locations across Sydney. We have Kensington, which is our original one, and Martin Place, which is our newest one. We also have a fitness app and fitness apparel.
You post a lot on Instagram about your fitness and just even a lot about fashion and beauty, right? One thing that I know that a lot of people would be asking right now is about your current or your most recent transformation journey. You look incredible, by the way.
Thank you.
And I even went back to when we were in Dubai. I think it was like 3 years ago now.
I'm surprised you're even mentioning that.
When we went back to Dubai, and I was looking at photos of you back then because I just couldn't be bothered scrolling through your whole Instagram feed because you post so much.
like
but I went
3,000
back,
photos.
so many photos. So I went back to photos of when we were in Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
And wow, you have changed so much. So what inspired you to embark on this body transformation journey?
I think it was more so me. I went through a journey, I guess, through myself emotionally, mentally. That was all first. So trying to find myself within, and then that encouraged me to find myself on the outer side as well. I think initially it was me just enjoying myself, having fun. And then I think being a part of the fitness industry, I'm around it every single day. Every single trainer in the gym has a different approach. And I think being able to see different results that each trainer gets and different ways in which they get it really inspired me to be like, okay, well, I should embark on my own journey as well. If I'm going to be selling this product and selling, being a part of the fitness industry, then I need to be able to back it up and be like, I've done it myself as well. So that was something that, I kind of like floated along and didn't really challenge myself. I'd go to classes and really, I guess, smash out a workout. Like, we've trained together before and we used to train incredibly hard, but I wanted to try something different and I did. So I think that inspired me to really get into it. And then once I got into it, I changed my way of training. I train weights now. And, you know, I started it. I was like, okay, cool. This is great. But then once you get into the habit of doing it, you actually want to get better at it. Like I wanted to get stronger. That was never my goal. I wanted to get fitter. I wanted to get leaner. That was never my goal. It was just about starting.
So talk me through your exercise routine, because you say you train weights now, and that's very different to the workouts that we did together.
Yes.
So are you doing any cardio at all? Like, is it just weights? How many days per week?
I'm anti-cardio now.
Wow.
The most cardio I do is like walking up the stairs to the
Wow.
gym. Yeah. But that's just because my body has reacted to weight training in a way that I feel it's good for my body. What I do now is 5 days a week. My split is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, lower body, and then Tuesday, Thursday, upper body. So I used to as well be very afraid of doing upper body. I was like, oh, I'm going to get jacked. I'm going to get like really like bulky by doing weights, but that's not the case, obviously.
So were you intentional about this weight loss journey? So were you in your mind like, I'm going to embark on a weight loss journey, or did it just happen because you were shifting your routine and, you know, changing things up?
I think in the past when I embarked on a change like that, it would be 0 to 100 and I'd be like all in or nothing. And that's my mistake, because I would be like, okay, well, I've got to give it my all. I've got to cut out this. I've got to smash myself at the gym. I've got to drink 4 liters of water a day. Like I would go to the extreme. Whereas this way I was like, okay, cool. I'll try weights, and that stuck. So I would go 5 days a week. I will eat better. I was Uber eating like every single day. Not, you know, bad, but I would get like, you know, fishbowl, or it was every day that I was doing that. So I would do, okay, I'm going to cook at home and I can control what I'm putting in my food. And then that stuck. So it was every 5 days a week I would do that. So I think it was more of like a little tiptoe into it rather than an all or nothing mentality that really got me to, I guess, change my routine and then see results just because I was doing healthier options.
So that takes me to my next question. What's a typical day on a plate look like for you?
At the moment, Monday to Friday, because on the weekends I treat myself, it would usually, well, it has to start off with coffee.
Oh, not just one, probably 5.
Yes, exactly. And then I would do my workout, and then after my workout I look forward to my post-workout shake, which is protein, you know, frozen fruit, spinach, just almond milk, ice, whatever. I really love that. And then I'll have like a little snack because I'm not that hungry after the shake. So that would be like, I guess, breakfast, but not really. And then my main meal of the day would be lunch. And it would be like a protein, some carbs and vegetables. And then at nighttime, I'd usually have like a loaded smoothie bowl.
Oh.
Breakfast for dinner, because I miss out on breakfast.
So you have double smoothies?
Yes. So because I've
Wow.
got to hit my protein goal.
Yeah.
And that's something that I focus on too, protein, making sure that I get in my protein as well.
Do you know how much protein you're getting a day roughly?
I think about 80 grams. 80 grams.
You get through a lot of protein powder. Should probably send you another pack.
Yeah, I think, well, that's done now. So, you know. But yeah, I do. I have a lot of protein powder in the morning. And then, sorry, I skipped one. I have an afternoon coffee as well, which I put a scoop of protein in. So that is a lot of protein. But yeah.
What about your weekends? What are they like?
Like it's not, you know, going crazy and having like 5,000 calories a day. It's like at least, you know, one meal we'll have out. And if I know that I'm doing that, there'll be, say, lunchtime, I'll eat a little bit lighter because I know that dinner's going to be heavier.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. So yeah, it could be anything between burgers, pizza, pasta, whatever it is that I feel like I don't really restrict myself.
When you look at the journey that you've just embarked on with your weight loss, what would you say has like been had the most impact on your journey? Nutrition, training, like new habits, like what do you think really changed it for you this time around?
I think being slower paced and introducing things at a slower rate rather than all at once. I only just recently started taking vitamins again. I was just off on all of that sort of stuff. I was like, you know what, whatever, I'm not doing anything for my health. But then, getting back into it, I'm being diligent with my vitamins. And I think that's a massive thing. All of it together, not just one thing, has changed the way that I, look at health.
What vitamins are you taking at the moment?
Oh, a lot. Probiotics, prebiotics, hair vitamins, multivitamin, just all the good things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there's a lot of expectation to look a particular way because you are in the fitness industry and because you have a large following on Instagram?
I don't feel that. I obviously feel better because this is the way that I want to look. But I don't feel like there's pressure because I'm in the fitness industry. I guess 2 years ago, you mentioned Dubai. That was like, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I was in the fitness industry then and I didn't feel like there was any pressure to look a certain way or feel a certain way. So I don't think that there is a pressure, especially with a lot of body positivity going around these days. I think it's just important to feel good. If you feel good and it feels right for you, then go for it.
Absolutely. That's most important, right?
Yeah.
And so what do you do to maintain your progress now? Because you've gone through this significant weight loss journey and it's been quite significant I'm not sure if you see it as like a significant one, but I look at it and I'm like, wow, your body has changed completely. You look incredible.
Thank you.
You've always looked incredible. But how do you now maintain that progress? Like, what do you do in order to maintain it?
I think just with the habits that I've introduced into my daily routine, I guess making them stick and sticking to it. And that comes down to discipline, being very disciplined with what I eat during the week, being able to treat myself on the weekends, and also being disciplined with my training as well.
What does your typical day in a life look like, start to finish?
Wake up at a crazy hour of the morning, go to the coffee machine. Have to.
Step one, coffee.
Yes, coffee always. And then I guess, get ready for my day. Always glam. Always like to feel good about myself, and that's what glam does. And then, check through emails, things like that, and then head to the gym, do a workout, and then start my day in terms of work. And there's no typical day for me. It could be, back-to-back meetings. It could be recording a podcast. It could be recording something. It could be, anything really. And then once I'm home from all of that, have lunch, have dinner, and that's about it.
What time's usual, like bedtime and wake up?
There's no usual. Probably like 9:30 bedtime, 9:30, 10. And then wake up anywhere between the hours of 2 and 5.
What?
I know.
Why 2?
Just sometimes I just wake up and I'm like, you know what? Let's just start the day.
So what do you do? Just have a coffee and then just...
Yeah, just get on with my day. Get
wow.
on with work.
So you don't go back to sleep?
No.
Never?
Sometimes. It depends. There's no typical day.
That's very early.
Yeah,
I
is.
thought I was early at like 5 a.m,
No,
4:35, but 2 a.m, that's a lot.
You're in a deep sleep then, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm not getting up for no one at that time. So are there any like non-negotiable rituals that you do every single day without a doubt? Although your day's very diverse and they change all the time. What are the same consistent things that you do every single day?
Can I say coffee again?
Yeah, you can say coffee as much as you want.
Coffee. No, I think just blocking out times. Like, because my day, and I do need to be very flexible, it always varies. So I think blocking out times is how I manage my schedule, being like, okay, this amount of time in the morning is for me. This amount of time is for workout. This amount of time is for meetings. This amount of time is for, doing whatever it is. And then throughout the day, just trying to manage, I guess, what comes through and prioritizing.
Yeah, that's important, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Particularly with so much going on and with like such diverse days and your days just being so different. So important that you're able to be like, okay, I'm going to prioritize this over this, and I'm going to time block and then be able to like execute on whatever you're planning on doing. So running a business and looking after your health is both so challenging. And I feel like a lot of business owners often neglect their health, much like motherhood, right? You embark on like, this journey to pregnancy, and then you're a mum for the first time. I'm not saying that you're a mum, but you're a mum for the
can't
first
relate.
mum for the first time, and then your health is, being put in the back seat. Or for business owners, start on a business and, exercise is no longer a priority. Nutrition is no longer a priority. So it becomes a challenge doing both at the same time. How do you manage to do both so effectively?
I think it comes back to discipline. But, if you can't put that, I guess, effort in for yourself, and you can't put that time aside for, I guess, self-care, then you can't show up in other areas or aspects of your life the best version. Yeah. I think it's important to be able to nurture yourself, and that way you can, I guess, perform better in other areas. Like if I have a massive week and I've just been, at events and a lot of work on, my weekends, I'm like, no one talk to me. I'm literally like, I just want to stay at home and I just want to be, curled up watching Netflix. And that's how I guess, nurture my energy and recharge. And I think that's important, especially when you are busy, to find those moments to be like, okay, I need a breather. I need to make sure that I'm taking care of myself because I can't show up in other areas without this energy.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's so important. Do you ever just like wake up and think, I just can't be fucked?
Absolutely, I do.
So
yes.
What do you do when you have that mindset? What gets you out of bed and gets you to the gym?
I'm going to say coffee. Legit though. No, I guess just being like, okay, when you have a business, I feel like, if you're not going to do it, no one else is. True. So something is just going to fall behind. If you don't put that effort in and drive yourself, how you meant to drive a business, how you meant to drive a team. So I think what gets me up is the purpose of being, that support network for my team, support network for myself, to be like, okay, I need to do this for myself and for others.
Yeah. I really like that, because you're right. If you're not going to do it, who is? Mm-hmm. And it applies to both like business and, putting your health first, which is so important. So amongst your busy schedule and everything that's going on, other than, times of self-care, how do you maintain your mental health? Because that's so important.
I think going back to being intuitive about when I know that I need to take a breather or I need to take a recharge. Sometimes I'm just like, if I do have a massive, massive week, I'm like, let's get in the car and let's go to Canberra, or only because Aaron's from there, not because I love Canberra. But, just getting out of the hustle and bustle of Sydney sometimes is almost like, okay, I can relax. I can actually take my mind off things and really focus on recharging my energy. And I think that's the main thing for me. I give out a lot of energy. I bring the vibes at a zero.
Oh, you do. You bring the vibes everywhere you go.
Yeah. So I think, just being intuitive about that and not letting myself burn out to the point where I'm like, I literally cannot be bothered.
Have you always been like this?
No, not at all.
When, like,
definitely not.
how long ago or when did this all start happening for you, this mindset that you now have?
I think it was, a couple of years ago when I sort of went on that like self-discovery journey for myself and discovering what values I truly align with and being like, okay, this is what I want out of life. And I feel like when you go on a journey where you're discovering yourself, you realize, okay, these are the things I accept, these are the things that I don't, and this is what I want to stand true to. So when that happens, I guess you become more aware and self-aware of the feelings that you have for other things in life. It just like pops up. You're like, oh, okay, that doesn't feel right. And just following that intuition.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. When you embarked on that self-awareness journey, what are some things that you did throughout? Because I know there will be a few of our listeners that would be, at the start of that journey or can relate to what you've gone through. So what are some, I guess, things that you did throughout that time to really like lean in and become self-aware?
Well, I had a lot of time to myself. Obviously went through a breakup. So that was a thing. And having that time to myself, obviously not everyone has that. People have partners, families, and things that they have to do. But I just got comfortable with being with me. And I think that really allows you the space to be like, wow, I'm incredible. I can do things on my own. I can really listen to my thoughts. I can really listen to what's inside of me and really feel the emotions that I'm feeling. And I think the things that I did do, I guess I did kind of recluse a little bit, but that was during COVID as well. So it's kind of like a time where everyone was kind of, being by themselves and being locked up. But I guess I just really leaned into myself and just really figuring out like what it was that I wanted out of life, what I wanted to align myself with and what I would accept and what I wouldn't.
That's so powerful.
Yeah.
Like so powerful. And with this like transformation journey that you went on, both like mentally and physically, what do you think has had the most impact on your life?
I think the biggest impact would be that I can show up in, I feel like I can show up in most of the time, the best version that I can because of this. And I think, when you feel good, you have confidence.
Absolutely.
It's not just about, health, but it's also, showing up in areas of your life that you maybe struggled with before, or having that difficult conversation, or being in a difficult situation, kind of just showing up in a calmer state rather than, I guess, an anxiety-driven one. I think that's the biggest, aspect or intention of mine that I had, was to just show up in places that I could, the best version of myself.
I love that. I think, this journey that you went on was like, from what I'm getting is way more than the physical, the mental journey that came with that. And I often say that a transformation starts with the mindset, and it sounds like you embarked on that first, and then, the physical transformation followed. Not that you needed to lose weight, because you always look amazing, right? But it was like you did a lot of work up here, and then you started to build all these habits essentially, and then it just came through physically, and now like you're shining and you're full of confidence and you're like, I'm now the best version of me.
Yeah.
Like this is me. And I think that is just like so wonderful. And that kind of journey that you've been on makes it far more easier to sustain and maintain your progress, because it was just like, not like a lifestyle change, but it was like, this is who I am, as opposed to I'm doing this because I feel like I have to.
Exactly. And in the past, that's what I would do. And I would go up and down with my weight all the time, because it would be one goal. I'd get to that goal and be like, okay, I can just throw all those habits that I learned aside and not really care about, all that progress that I made. So I think it's just a way of life now. It's my lifestyle, and that's more sustainable than just being like, okay, I want to lose weight for my wedding, or I want to lose weight because I've got this coming up.
Yeah. You're like, this is me.
Yeah,
this is
me.
a part of my life, and these are my habits that I do every single day because it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
So looking back at that time where you did fluctuate in weight and you were trying, like, those periods of time where you're like, I'm going to lose weight for this, or, whatever, like, what every person does. Yeah. What's one thing that you would tell yourself back then from what you've learned through this journey that you've been on?
I think I would say that you need to discover why you're doing something. And it's not an outcome, right? People do things because, say, for example, a wedding.
Yeah.
They think that's the why. I want to look good for my wedding day. But the deeper meaning is why though? Why do you want to look good for your wedding day? And I think that's what I'd tell myself is discover why you're doing something before just doing it for a certain outcome.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of people really attach it to the aesthetics.
Yeah.
Which makes it a lot harder, because to be disciplined or to be motivated about something, you need to have this burning passion. And when it just comes to the aesthetics, you're just like, whether I get there or not, whatever. But when it's about something that you feel like is a part of has a purpose behind it, or you really discover your why, you're more inclined to actually see it through, because you're like, yes, I want this so bad. This aligns with me or my values or whatever. Like, I want to lose weight for my wedding because I want to feel my best self. I want to, feel good in my dress. I want to have confidence on the day. I want to, leading up to my wedding day, I want to feel healthy. I want to embark on healthy habits or whatever it may be. And that just changes everything. And then it naturally happens.
Exactly.
Like, the progression starts to happen from that. But as we know, every journey is a challenge, and there are lots of setbacks that can happen, and things don't always go to plan. So what do you do in those scenarios where things don't go to plan, whether it's business, personal, health, whatever it may be? Like, what gets you through a challenge?
For me, I am a fighter. So, and I haven't always been. I think what gets me through challenges now is, there's something that is presented to you, and I see that as an opportunity to grow, learn, and do something differently. Obviously, when a challenge arises, you can't control that. What you can control is how you react to it and what you do to move forward because of the challenge. So I think it is about, for me, tackling it head on, finding out what the solution is, and making decisions quicker than, just sitting around and being like, I don't know what to do. Yeah. Just tackling it.
I really love that you said that you can't control the challenge, but you can control your reactions, which is so important, because we get so fixated on the things that we can't control. And then we feel like so far more affected by something in our life when it's like, okay, this is it, whatever it may be in your life. Okay, that's not working out, but this is how I'm going to move forward from it, which is so important. So to wrap things up, what are 3 tips that you can share with our audience to live a balanced and healthy lifestyle starting from tomorrow?
Balanced. Okay, well, enjoy the journey and the process.
Yep.
I think that's the most important thing. Try to incorporate training in your lifestyle, something that you do enjoy, obviously, and obviously nutrition. And then also find what works for you. I think it's important to trial things. If you don't like it, if it doesn't work for you, then make sure you keep trying, because it's about trialing, potentially failing, and then getting back up and doing it.
Love that. Number 1, love the journey, not just the destination, which is so important, so important. Amy, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
I know there is so much that our audience would have gotten out of this, and I appreciate you being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for tuning in. If you love this show, make sure you like and you subscribe. It helps so much. It allows us to bring on many more amazing guests like Amy. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I loved being a part of it. I'll see you at the next one.